The Undertaker is one of, if not the single most respected talent in WWE history. Throughout his 3-decade-long career, the Deadman managed to remain professional and he's always put WWE first. One of the things that Vince McMahon liked about the Deadman was that he would always follow his direction no matter what McMahon wanted him to do. Whether that be put over Maven or even lose to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, Taker was willing to do it. However, on rare occasions, The Undertaker decided to deviate off script and do his own thing. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 9 times The Undertaker shockingly went off script in WWE. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channels Wrestlelamia Shorts and our new channel Wrestlelamia Hindi. Number 9. Breaking character at a house show. The Undertaker's character and mannerisms were usually set in stone, so the Deadman rarely did anything different when it came to how he moved and wrestled when portraying the Deadman persona. However, in 2009, he decided to rip up the scripted characterization of his persona and he went absolutely nuts. During a house show match, The Undertaker was waiting for a tag and, for whatever reason, he was truly feeling the crowd's response. The Deadman started running corner to corner and even poured a bottle of water over his head. This was a humorous yet fantastic moment, and the clip has since gone viral in recent years. One of the wrestlers involved in the match was Cody Rhodes, who took to Twitter in February of 2023 to react to the hilarious clip. Not sure, he didn't move 90% of the match and then all of a sudden he went wild. Wanted to get that tag and welcome the hard way a few rookies to the sport. And he did. Number 8. Bloodshed inside Hell in a Cell. 2015 saw the final ever match between Taker and his arch-rival Brock Lesnar. The two collided inside Hell in a Cell and the match exceeded all expectations. What was interesting about the match is both Taker and Lesnar went off script. WWE had a strict no blood policy since 2008, but these two decided to ignore WWE's mandate and deliver bloodshed inside the cell. Both men would bleed at different points in the match, and this enraged Vince McMahon, who even sent a medic down to the ring. Whilst both men going off script in the match was criticized by McMahon, fans absolutely loved it. Fans felt like the match had an aura of an old school Hell in a Cell match and that the bloodshed had been badly missed from prior installments of the popular match type. Number 7. Abandoning scripted spots. The main event of WrestleMania 33 saw The Undertaker take on Roman Reigns. This was initially going to be The Undertaker's final ever WWE match, and the match was supposed to see the Deadman put over Reigns. Sadly, due to The Undertaker's age, conditioning and prior issue with injuries, he was forced to abandon scripted spots in the match. The match was poorly received and it's hard to rewatch The Undertaker struggle in this manner. The Deadman going off script occurred several times during the course of the matchup, such as when he was supposed to flip over onto Roman Reigns so that Reigns could deliver a tombstone. The Deadman was simply too exhausted to perform the spot, so he abandoned it and he and Reigns had to improvise. Taker was utterly ashamed of the quality of the match and he would even apologize to Reigns for the poor quality on offer. Thankfully, before his retirement in 2020, The Undertaker would be able to have a number of high-profile matches which highlighted the old Undertaker and he'd be able to ride off into the sunset with his head held high. Number 6. The Bike Stall. SmackDown's first ever brand exclusive pay-per-view Vengeance 2003 featured a stacked card, and one of the matches that fans were excited for was a young John Cena taking on The Undertaker. Unfortunately, before the match had even begun, Taker was forced to improvise and go off script. During this time, The Undertaker would come down to the ring on a motorcycle. However, his bike stalled during his entrance and this led to Taker going off script and simply walking down the ring. This wasn't a big deal in hindsight, but the motorcycle was a key part of his persona and presentation at the time, so being forced to go off script and change his iconic entrance was no doubt a major inconvenience for the WWE Hall of Famer. Number 5. Improvised Entrance. And The Undertaker walked into the 2010 Elimination Chamber event as world champion, but something seriously went wrong with his entrance, forcing the Deadman to go completely off script and storm to the ring. During his iconic entrance, The Undertaker's pyro dangerously malfunctioned and this resulted in him receiving second-degree burns. His hat and coat were virtually destroyed and Taker had no choice but to abandon his scripted entrance and charge straight down to the Elimination Chamber. The pain that the Deadman was in was so severe that Chris Jericho claimed he could smell his flesh burning, and that Taker had to apply cold water to his burns to try and minimize the pain. The Undertaker discussed this infamous incident during their appearance on the Broken Skull Sessions podcast. The adrenaline needle is peaked right here. I'm beside myself. I'm looking down at my chest because my chest is just bubbling up right now. My flesh is just rolling up. Look at me here. I'm pouring water all over myself to cool myself down. I knew I had to sit in that pod for 20 minutes, and then I had to work another 20 minutes after getting in, and I'm trying to access where I'm at physically with the burns, because all I could smell was my burnt hair and flesh. Number 4. Breaking into laughter. Whilst the WrestleMania 30 match between The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar was iconic in the sense that the WrestleMania streak was finally broken, fans were left disappointed with the quality of the match on offer. This was mainly due to the Deadman suffering a severe concussion, so he couldn't meet the high standards fans had of him. The two would have a chance to redeem the quality of the WrestleMania 30 match at the SummerSlam pay-per-view in 2015, and this match was undeniably better. The match was highly entertaining, and the Deadman even let loose and decided to add an element of comedy into the match. In a clearly unscripted spot in the match, The Undertaker performed his trademark sit-up and began to copy Lesnar's laugh. It was an unbelievable moment to witness and one of the most replayable clips from The Undertaker's illustrious career. Number 3. Super Showdown disaster. For the longest time, The Undertaker vs Goldberg seemed like a certified dream match in WWE. However, when the match finally took place in 2019 at the Super Showdown event, it went down as one of the worst matches of the modern era. It was a complete failure in every aspect, as Goldberg reportedly knocked himself out, and this led to a number of reckless botched spots, including Goldberg dropping the Phenom on his head. The Undertaker, who notoriously prided himself on delivering elite-level matches, decided enough was enough towards the final stages of the match. Instead of following the scripted finish, the Deadman called an audible, performed a lackluster-looking chokeslam, and pinned Goldberg to get the win. It wasn't the finest work of The Undertaker's career, and he's even gone on to extensively criticize the match in a number of high-profile interviews. Number 2. Giving The Rock the win. One of the greatest traits The Undertaker has as a performer was his selflessness in the ring. This was on full display in 1998 when The Undertaker decided to call an audible, go off script, and put over The Rock during a match on Raw. The match in question saw The Rock team with Mankind and Ken Shamrock to take on the Brothers of Destruction. Taker revealed this thrilling story during an appearance on Cold as Balls with Kevin Hart, and the former champion revealed, "We were in a match on Monday Night Raw, bunch of different things going on. It kinda got screwed up and I had to do an audible. I had to change things. I'm the tenured vet there, right? And I remember telling him, alright kid, it's your night. He hit me with a rock bottom, he beat me. It was the right thing to do for business. I told Vince, I said, look, we were in trouble time-wise. He said, I trust you." And number 1, Hell in a Cell Commotion. It's well documented just how significant the 98 Hell in a Cell match between Taker and Mankind ended up being. The match is arguably one of the most well-known matches of all time, and although the match is almost 25 years old, we're still learning key details about the match. One of the things that was revealed recently by Taker himself was that he improvised and went off script during the beloved match. One of the best spots in the match saw Terry Funk enter the cell only to be chokeslammed by the Deadman. According to Taker, this wasn't initially in the script for the match, and he would discuss this during an interview with Complex. I don't know what kind of shape Mick's in, right? But then again, you just can't stand there and look around. So there's a wrestler in the ring. Somebody's gonna get chokeslammed, and Terry Funk, he was the recipient. Up he went, and there's the shoe. It's funny that something the stature of that match was an iconic moment of Terry Funk losing his shoe to a chokeslam. But there you have it, folks. 9 times The Undertaker shockingly went off script in WWE. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.